In this video, I talk about how to train for the New York City Marathon. I've helped many people train for the New York City Marathon, some last year, a handful this year. And so I wanted to create a video on exactly what you need to do if you're starting today on how to train for the New York City Marathon. I talk about what you should do on a daily basis. I talk about what you do on a monthly basis, and I even talk about the benchmarks where you need to be for each month so you're able to absolutely crush it on this year's, the 2024 New York City Marathon. So enjoy the video. How to train for the 2024 New York City Marathon as a beginner. So the New York City Marathon is on November 3rd, and I've helped a few clients train for New York and actually helping a few currently train for New York City Marathon this year. And so I want to walk you through how I would train for it and how I'm helping my clients train for the New York City Marathon. So you can just take this plan and run with it. So here's how I schedule marathons and half marathon training plans. On Monday will be a push day, chest, shoulders, triceps, and I'll walk you through exercises you could do here in a sec. Tuesday would be a medium run where you run at your goal marathon pace. Wednesday, leg day, quads, glutes, hamstrings, calves, and your hips. Thursday is a short run, which is just an easy active recovery run. Friday is a long run where you will want to run 70% of that run easy, 30% at your goal marathon pace. And then Sunday is your day off. And so breaking down the weekly structure a bit more. So Monday is a push day, chest, shoulders, triceps. And some exercises you could do for chest could be the dumbbell bench press. It could be dumbbell incline bench press. It could be, you could do push-ups if you want. You could do a variation of cable flies or barbell bench press or incline bench press. But you'd want to do two-ish exercises, training your chest, 3 sets for each exercise, 8 to 12 reps. And then shoulders, exercises you could do are dumbbell or barbell shoulder press. You could do a standing or seated military press. You could do an Arnold press with dumbbells. You could do a variation of dumbbell flies. But you would want to do another 2 exercises of shoulders, starting off with 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. And then you'd want to do 2 exercises of triceps. And so some exercises you could do for triceps could be tricep extensions with the black rope. You could do a close grip bench press and target more your triceps. You could do overhead tricep extensions with a dumbbell. You could really do tricep pushdowns with multiple attachments. There's a handful of them, but a variation of a tricep pushdown. But you'd want to do, like I said, 2 exercises of triceps. So overall, you would do 6 exercises, 2 for chest, 2 for shoulders, and 2 for triceps. Start off just by doing 3 sets, especially if you're new, and then sticking to the 8 to 12 rep range. If you start doing 20, 30, 40 reps, it becomes more of a cardiovascular workout. And if you only do 1 or 2 reps, there's a higher likelihood of getting injured. So 8 to 12 is that happy medium of where you want to be. And so then Tuesday would be your medium run. And you'd want to run that at your goal half marathon pace. And so if you don't have a goal and you just want to finish it, you would just want to run the miles, run 4 or 5 miles. But if you have a goal in mind, maybe you want to run a 4-hour marathon, well, then you'd want to run the medium run on Tuesday at a 9-minute pace. And so let's say you're scheduled to do 5 miles, and that was the plan. And ideally, you'd run all 5 miles at a 9-minute pace. But maybe you're not capable of doing that right now, and so you would run the first mile at a 9-minute pace, and then the other 4 miles would be at a pace that you're comfortable and you're capable of doing. And then that next week, you would try to improve. You would run 2 miles at a 9-minute pace, and then the other 3 miles would be at a pace that you can sustain. And then the week after that would be 3 miles. And then the week after that would be 4 miles. And then you want to get to the point where you're running, 4, 5, 6 miles consistently at your goal marathon pace. And then Wednesday, leg day, quads, glutes, hamstrings, and calves. And so some quad exercises you can do. You could do squats. You could do leg press. You could do dumbbell cannonball squats. Glutes could be the Glute bridges would be a good exercise. Hamstrings, you could do Romanian deadlifts. You could do good mornings. You could do hamstring curls. Calves, you could do either standing or seated calf raises. And then hips could be the hip abductor machine, but you'd want to do 1 to 2 exercises per muscle group here, and stick to 3 sets for each. And then, like I said, 8 to 12 reps. And then here's a little advanced tip. If you're paying attention to your running, you have the self-awareness, you're going to be able to identify what muscle group is stronger and weaker while you are running. And so let's say you're running and you get to the longer distances, maybe you're running 10 miles, 12 miles, 15 miles, and you start to notice that your hamstrings are giving you problems. Well, instead of doing an exercise like this, that's a well-rounded approach, I would just isolate your hamstrings. I would do all the exercises, just strengthening your hamstrings, because if a weak muscle is giving you issues during training, it's going to give you issues on your marathon too. And so it's going to affect your overall performance. And usually what you need to do if it's a weak muscle, you need to attack it and you need to strengthen it. And you do that by doing more volume. And so instead of just doing one isolated hamstring exercise, I would do all 5. So there's a little pro tip for you. Thursday is a short run. That's an easy active recovery run, just a couple miles at a very easy pace. You can even walk part of it if you want. And the reason I do that, because on Wednesday, like if you train legs right, you should be sore. Like you should be tired, you should be fatigued, and you should be feeling it on this run. And so Thursday is really just kind of going through the motions, keep it nice and easy. On Friday, back and biceps and a little bit of abs. Some back exercises you could do. You could do deadlifts. You could do a dumbbell or barbell bent over rows. You could do lat pull downs, and you can really use any attachment for the lat pull downs. You can go wide grip, close grip. You could use, or another exercise could be seated cable rows to really strengthen more of the lower back. If you have lower back problems, if you want to do body weight, you could do like the Supermans. If you wanted to use more of a weight, then you could use back extension machine. And then abs. In terms of abs, so I look at abs as a tier system. There's 3 tiers of how to train abs. The best exercises to strengthen your core are the heavy compound lifts. That's the bench press. That's the shoulder press, the squats, the deadlifts. That's going to strengthen your core more than anything. And then the second tier is weighted sit-ups, or doing abs with weight. So it could be weighted sit-ups. It could be, let's see here. You could do cable crunches would be another one. You could do like a decline sit-up while holding a plate, like a 10, 25 pound plate. That would be tier 2. And then the third tier, that's just the basic sit-ups. That's the Russian twist. That's the planks and even the hanging leg raises. And so you're way better off focusing on the heavy compound lifts to really build up the strength in your core. And that's the foundation. And then the body weight exercises, the sit-ups, that's more just like the cherry on top. All 3 tiers are important, but to really build up the strength in your core and do it the most effective, the heavy compound lift is gonna win every time. And then Saturday or Sunday, whichever you prefer, is the long run. Now, if you just want to run a marathon and you're not too worried about your pace, then just run all the miles at a pace that you're comfortable doing. But if you want to run at a certain time, let's use that 4-hour marathon again, you would want to run 70% of that run at an easy, comfortable pace, and then 30% at your goal marathon pace. So let's say you're going to do 10 miles for the long run. You would run the first 7 miles at an easy, comfortable pace that you can do. And then the last 3 miles would be at that 9-minute pace. And then here is like the benchmarks of where you'd want to be. So right now, as I record this, it is the middle of April with the New York City Marathon being in November. And so this is where you'd want to be on a month-by-month basis to be prepared going into the New York City Marathon. So right now, in April, you need to be able to run 3 miles. And then in May, you would need to be able to run 5 miles. And then in June, 7 miles. July, you would need to be able to run 9 miles. August, you would have to be able to run a half marathon, so 13 miles. Then September, you would need to be able to run 18 miles. And then about 2 weeks before your marathon in October, you need to be able to run 20 miles. And then, of course, on November 3rd, you would need to be able to run 26.2 miles. And so this is the monthly benchmark of how I think about my marathon training and where I want to be. If you can comfortably run each one of these miles by that certain month, you're going to be in a great spot. And so hope you enjoyed this video. If you want an exact training plan that laid out day by day, what days to run, how far to run, what strength training exercises to do, and the reps and sets and the weights, in the link below, you'll be able to download my free half and full marathon training plan. It's a 12-week half marathon training plan and a 16-week full marathon training plan. So the link will be below, but hope you enjoyed this video.